Dallas, and we were discussing why it is that so many moving companies struggle, right? What is that? Okay. All right. I had to get that off the screen, but we were talking about why so many moving companies, seem to struggle. And there's a lot of moving companies that's out there now. So it's very, very competitive. Getting a customer is very hard. In fact, it's a customer's market. Just like right now in the housing market, it's a buyer's market and it's a customer's market right now too. So anyway, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, welcome to the channel. Again, I don't get to do these videos as often as I'd like. If I can do one a week, I'd appreciate that. Well, I know you guys would, and that would be good. So hopefully I can do that. If you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to drop it in the chats. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, welcome to the channel. I'm Sean John, owner and founder of bookandmove.com. Bookandmove.com is a move booking service. We book customers and then dispatch the work to other movers. So if that's something you're interested in, I call it the middleman. Same as brokering, but if that's something you're interested in, you're like, hey, I'm tired of these trucks, tired of this crew, tired of doing that, then all you have to do is put middleman in the comments and we can talk about what we can do. Also, so I have a couple of programs. I have that program where we take your business and fully automate it. So right now, your business process is probably something along the lines of, because I've been through this, something along the lines of uh, customer contacts you, phone call, email, or something like that, but they reach out to you, and at the end, you have to have a phone call, and you have to give them a quote. And by the way, please don't put your prices on your website or on your advertisements. Never do that. Never ever do that. And if I've coached you, you know why. But never ever, if I've never coached you, listen to me. Never ever put your prices out front. Always put your prices because if you put them out front, that becomes the focus. So, and I guess we can cover some of that on this video, but so hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, welcome to the channel. I have a couple of offers that I offer for movers, and that is number one, if you'd like us to convert your moving company into a no truck, no crew, no equipment, fully automated book, deposit, dispatch system, where a customer comes to your site, books their move, pays a deposit into your pocket, and the work gets automatically dispatched to either your crew or a bunch of other crews that you might partner with, like contractors. That's what bookandmove.com does. You see the shirt. I don't just talk about this, I do this. So, and my students, you guys know. And so that's one of the offers. If you want fully automated, we can do that for you. Secondly, if you want to keep the trucks, you want to keep the crew, you enjoy it, you love it, you want to stay out there doing that, there's nothing wrong with doing that. I've done that also. But if you want to get better at it and 10x your business, then you can get my coaching program. So I do have a masterclass, and it's about a 4 or 5 hour training, and I walk you through everything I know about the business. And if you apply these things, it's going to change the way you look at business. And some of the things I talk about on the videos, but if you really want to get in depth and get the real breakdown and how to applicate it or apply it to your business, then you're going to have to get that course. It does not cost a whole lot. It's a great investment. You have access to it for a lifetime, and it's worth it. And if you're someone you just want coaching, you're like, hey, I want coaching. I want to work with you. I want you to show me everything you got. Then I do offer a coaching program. So if you want the middleman program, put middleman down below. If you want to get the masterclass, put masterclass down below. And if you want to get one-on-one coaching, put coaching in the comments below. And then I'll have my assistant reach out to you, and then we'll see if we have something where we can help you out. If not, we'll let you know. If I'm not available, I'll let you know because I do other things. And this is just one of several channels that I have. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, because I don't want this video to be too long, I just want to give you some good information and then let you guys use it and change your life. So let's go ahead and dive in. So I was just mentioning just a second ago where, because now that I brought it up, we can go ahead and we can talk about it. But one of the things I think that holds moving companies back tremendously is putting your prices out front. And I just hinted on that. And let's go into the why. If you put your prices out front, the first thing that happens, if I'm the customer, and let's say I'm the customer, I go to your website, hold on. All right, let's get back to it. Where was I? Because I do have things that I'm doing, so I'm trying to fit this video in. If you have a question or comment, you might as well drop it now and do it quickly. So, but one of the big things that, again, that holds moving companies, that holds you up from being successful, I see this a lot, and that is don't put your prices out front. So stop posting your prices. I guarantee you it's costing you jobs, and you don't even know it. So, but movers, when they share prices, if you do that, if you create a habit of doing that, and a lot of you do it on your website, you're going to stay broke. By the way, we also rebuild websites. So if you want a beautiful website, we can do that for you. It could be a regular website like what you have, or it could be a fully automated website that books, takes deposit, dispatches to work, to your crew or to another crew. It does not matter. So, because if you do that, the customers, and this is what drives me nuts. So, and I believe this to be the truth, that most moving companies lose money, and a lot of you the money's being lost. You're not making what you normally make, and you can't figure out why, because you post your prices online. And the truth is, like, when customers see it, they can make a yes or no decision in seconds. And most of the time, it's probably going to be no. But that ain't even the worst part. They didn't say no to you. They said no to a number. They said no to your prices. They never had a conversation with you. They never talked about this with you. They never had a discussion with you. So what's the problem with that? Well, you couldn't share your value. They don't know how valuable you are. They don't know what life's going to be like if they say yes to you. You never got to sell value. You only sold price. I get students all the time, and they're like, hey, the customers are, fighting with me, hassling with me about price. And I'm like, let me hear your script. And most of the time, they don't even have a script. So if you need a script, reach out to me. I'll provide you with a beautiful script. And the script's going to change your life. So just put script in the comments, and you can use my script. So, my old script that we used to use. But they would reach out and they would say, hey, customers are, not liking my prices. They're like, hey, that's cool. Let me call around. And again, they didn't say no to you. They said no to a number, because when you show price first, you remove conversation, you remove value. And I always talk about something called 10x VP. I always say that if you can 10x VP, and that's value over price, if you can 10x VP, value over price, the customer's going to say yes more than no. But if you cannot get the customer to understand value over price, they're not. Well, if you do 10x VP, they're going to say yes. If you don't, they're going to say no. So they're either going to focus on the value or the price. Now, what they focus on is going to be up to you. Your job is to get them to focus on the value 10 times more than they focus on the price. Because what I want to show you is, if the value is 10x the price, doesn't matter what it costs, they're going to say yes, because they're focused on the value. And I'm a big believer in 10x VP, 10 times value over price. Write that down right now. Stop what you're doing. 10x VP. Do not sell price, only sell value. Because if you put your price out front, they're just going to make a buy-in decision without ever knowing your value, without ever having a conversation with them. You don't even know they've come to your website, and they're already gone. I just hate when I see that, because how are you going to get a booking if your goal is to put your price out? Then you're going to get cheap customers because they don't care about value. You're just going to get cheap customers. That's going to become a headache. So when you show price first, you remove conversation, right? So with no conversation, what can we assume? There's no trust. I don't know you. I haven't had a conversation with you. There's no control, right? There's no control. The customer can go anywhere, do whatever. And there's no chance to explain the value of your brand. So, but the reality is you're not losing because you're too expensive. For a lot of you that believe you are, you're losing because you're letting them decide too early because you're putting your price out front. So never, ever put your price out front. And so instead of leading with price, you lead with the problem plus the value. Okay, so if you're talking about price in your script needs to be rewritten. You need a new script. You should never be talking about price in your script. If you talk about price, it should be 10 seconds, and that's the payoff. In the script that I had, whenever I was doing what you do, I would talk, my script probably was a 2-minute script, maybe max. And at the end is the only time I talked about price, and by that time we were already booking the job. Didn't talk about price. And if you're going to sit there and talk about price, you're going to lose more than you win. So, but instead of leading with price, again, lead with the problem. So, because the customers, they care about not getting their items damaged. They care about not getting no-showed by movers or hidden fees. I can do an entire video about fees and fleas because they both itch. Customers hate them both. So, but if you can sell value, the payoff, the transformation, what happens after they use your company, what's life going to be like because they chose you. So they're going to understand the value and the price is going to make sense. Why? Because it's going to be 10 times the value, right? 10 times the value is going to seem like a steal. If I had a $100 bill in my hand right now and you had a $10 bill, would you trade me your $10 bill for my 100? Yes, absolutely. How many times would you do that? As many as you can, exactly. Why? Because of the value. It's not even your $10 bill you're worried about now. It's so much value coming in, you can't wait to exchange the money for the value. That's what 10X VP is, okay? So that's what you need to understand. Because most moving companies, they're like for instance, for us, whenever we were doing all the moves, we were $347, I think, for 2 hours. And for most customers, again, if you talk about price, they're gonna dwell on price. And if you, oh gosh, I could do this video all day. Fees, don't talk about them. Price, don't talk about it. Probably even worse than all that, you start getting time estimates. When you give time estimates, they stop talking to you, they do math. I'll do a video on that. But think about it. Why would a customer pay you or me $350 for the first 2 hours just for a moving service? They can always call around and get less. But what they can't get is guaranteed on-time arrival. No damage protection, right? Damage protection. But there's going to be no damage. Fast professional crew, they love that. No hidden fees. They love that. I've trained some of my students who've gone through the master class. They come out and they're like, I can't believe I was charging fees. Now I make the same amount, if not more, and I don't even talk about fees or extra charges. If you're out there and you have fees and extra charges, you're going to fall behind. But you need to learn that. But price without value, that's going to be rejection. Value before price, now that's going to be a booking, and you need to understand that. And so that's what I wanted to share with you today. I didn't want this video to be too long, so I hope I gave you some valuable information. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. If you're a new sub, let me know in the comments. And again, if you want to get any of the offers that I mentioned earlier in the video, let me know. And if you want to know what a middleman business model looks like, go to bookandmove.com and you will see my middleman business over there, bookandmove.com. And I don't have any trucks, any crew, anything like that, but I know some of you enjoy doing that. That's fine with me. I don't want to do that. I'm good not doing that. I love sitting in the office doing videos, training people, doing classes. That's what I'm good at right now. That's where I want to stay. So I don't want to do any moves. But if you want to do that, then just get the masterclass so you can get better. Other than that, I got to go. See you guys on the next video. Have a blessed and wonderful, amazing day. And for those who need my help, you know what to do. See you on the next video, guys. Peace. Okay? And remember, never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, talk about fees or price. Get it off of your site. Do it now.